Buncombe County District Attorney's Office said the shooting was justified under North Carolina law. Today, search and rescue efforts are underway in Venezuela following a pair of powerful earthquakes. Nearly 190 people have died. More than 1,500 were hurt.
And right now, communities across the United States are working together to send relief to the country.
People from Venezuela who now live in the upstate are seeking support from communities far and wide as a slow road of response and recovery begins in their home country.
And our Caitlin Ashbaugh sat down with one of those native Venezuelans to talk about the devastation and the efforts to assist from abroad. Caitlin.
Sydney, Mark, these earthquakes are being tracked among the strongest reported in more than a century for Venezuela. And as you mentioned, we heard firsthand accounts today from people who grew up in Venezuela, who love their home country and are now live in the upstate, but they still have family there. And they're devastated to see their home country being shaken into a wasteland.
The buildings keep collapsing. It's scary. People are sleeping in the streets.
Claudia Bolivar's relatives are seeing the turmoil firsthand, nearly a day after twin quakes erupted in northern Venezuela, causing severe damage to La Guaira, the country's capital, Caracas, and several outlying states. Homes and high-rises collapsed to rubble, families displaced or separated in the chaos. The number of people killed, injured, and missing continues to climb. The full human impact unknown. A disaster zone, according to Acting President Delcy Rodriguez, as emergency crews abroad rush to find, rescue, and render aid without access to essential services, roads, power, communication, and hospitals. An architect native to the neighboring country, Colombia, tells us the closer to the surface an earthquake is, the risk of catastrophic damage rises. The first event hit at a depth of 20.3 kilometers. The second, only at 10.
These kind of major disasters, we are not ready for that. Like, the country isn't ready for that. We're still in shock, trying to contact people and try to organize ourselves.
Support pours in from across the world. The USA stands ready, willing, and able to help. President Trump vowed in a Truth Social post.
So we're glad that we're getting help from somewhere else. People who have more experience with that, but it's concerning. We're concerned about what to do with them, how to provide for them. I don't know how long this is gonna last. So yes, we need to do something. Right now is the time.
In the Venezuela, Red Cross has listed several immediate needs that need assistance, and that includes things like search and rescue and emergency shelter and health care. And in the coming days, they're expecting to need things like hygiene needs, sanitation, safe drinking water, and also ways to reconnect loved ones to each other. And we are hearing that a disaster response emergency fund will be set up in the near future as we learn more about what's happening with crews who are rendering aid to the people of Venezuela. Reporting in the newsroom, Caitlin Ashbaugh, WYFF News 4.